Wonderful. Shabana, you can answer this first line from strongly agree to strongly disagree. The first line it says, I like introducing new brands and new products to my friends. You can say strongly agree to strongly disagree. Shabana,
So strongly agree.
strongly agree.
Yes.
Dr. Pallavi,
Strongly
you
agree,
need
sir.
to. No.
Acha, okay,
You want
okay. Sorry.
question. You will tell me, Shabana answered strongly agree. Tell me 4 5 things about Shabana, which can be deduced from this. Other than she is a girl, she is a participant, not like this. From this
Okay.
particular thing, she said, I like introducing new brands and products to my friend. What is Shabana like to be? Or tell me about 4 5 things about Shabana.
Okay. She is an extrovert person. She likes to
One
use
by
different brands.
one by one, ma'am. Why do you think she's
Okay, okay.
extrovert?
I think um, she keeps on exploring varied brands through her colleagues or classmates or friends or relatives. And um,
Right.
yeah,
Introvert
that
person
is,
generally don't talk to many people. So Shabana seems to be an extrovert here. Correct, ma'am.
yeah,
Second thing,
yeah. She keeps trying new product. She's
yeah,
very keen. Yeah,
explorer.
second.
She keeps
Yeah,
on exploring updation in the market, what new brands and products are there. Very true, ma'am.
yes.
Next,
Next, she always prefer to be a trendy actually, whatever latest product is available into the marketplace, she always prefer to use it.
that is
She,
second one. That was the second point. She keeps
okay,
updating.
okay.
Like, ma'am, if
Third,
I'll ask, she tells other only when asked for, or for her own also she tell people.
no, she also tell others also. She also tells
But
others.
etc. Even when she has not asked for.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe she's sort of a influencer type person.
A sort of influencer
Sort of.
or sort of, yeah.
I hope others will
She
also
always,
agree. Hmm.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was just saying that probably others will also agree to what we are saying, that she's
Yeah.
a sort of explorer, she's an extrovert, sort of an influencer, keep update in the market, maybe keep
Yes.
experimenting, at least keep update with that. Okay,
Mm,
right.
yeah.
Now, Dr. Pallavi, what
Yes.
Shabana should answer about the second statement?
I like helping people by providing them with information about many kinds of products. Um, she is definitely going to say strongly agree.
Right? She should say, I think others will also believe. And obviously, it's not a rocket science, it's a very common sense sort of thing.
Yes,
How can
yes,
she just
yes.
only disagree? Because just now she said she like introducing brands. How can she say, I don't like to help people, etc.? So she should
Yeah.
say, as makes sense, strongly agree. Right, ma'am. Third one,
Mm.
people asking for information about product, price, places, etc. What she should say?
Yeah, strongly agree because she keeps telling other about her recent choices of
She's very
different
updated,
brands.
she's accessible,
Yes,
available. People will ask.
yes.
Fourth
Yeah.
one, my friends do not think of
Do
me
not
as a
think
good
of me a
source of
good source of
information.
when it comes to new product or sales. Uh, Disagree.
Why, man? Shouldn't she say
My
agree
friends do
here?
not think of me a good source of information when it comes to, oh, sorry. I missed it. Do not think. When it comes to new products or sales. But okay. Strongly agree to नहीं हो सकता है. हाँ,
Yes.
disagree. Do not
This
think, ना.
do not think है ना? So strongly
Yeah.
disagree होगा इसमें.
Yes,
Right.
strongly disagree. Yes.
Strongly disagree होगा. So let's
Mm,
ask this thing from somebody asked a question about the negative worded statement. Who was that
mm,
person? Please.
mhm.
Chat का font छोटा मुझे कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा है. Okay. Well, whosoever person it was, we got the sense of what is meant by the negative worded statement. Purposefully, we should write the negative worded statement so that people actually read it and answer. Now,
Yes.
Dr. Pallavi, we have not asked Shabana that you need to reply as a strongly agree. She chose to say strongly agree, and accordingly, we testified about her,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you ask the same thing from, let's say, from Sachin, Sachin is also one of the participants. And if Sachin say strongly disagree, first statement, I like introducing new brands and products to my friends. Sachin says strongly disagree. Same we can conclude about Sachin. Maybe introvert, maybe not experimenter, don't keep update, don't tell people, not sort
Yes,
of influence,
yes.
right? So second, what Sachin will say, I like helping people by providing them with information.
This may vary, sir. It depends. If he is a helping or kind person, he will definitely take some efforts to help others by
Yes,
researching or through by conducting an extensive research about the recent product that is being
right.
introduced into the marketplace.
Right. But since in the first he has already said, I don't like to introduce new brands, product to friends. So maybe we assume he's not very updated. So in that given circumstances, that you are okay, that if we research further, etc., then okay. But otherwise, it seems he won't be in a position to help people.
Yeah.
And if we all know about Sachin is not a very, keeping update of the market and the trends and the fashion. So third thing, people ask me for information.
Uh, Sir, people ask me for information. No, he will say he will say strongly
Disagree.
agree. No, disagree. Sorry,
Disagree.
because no one will ask from him.
Yes, no one will ask from him. Everybody know he is a, he's a very studious and hardworking and
Yes,
reader type of person, not a experimenter and the shopping conscious. My friends
yes.
do not think of me as a good source of information when it comes to new product.
Yeah, strongly agree. He will say strongly
Strong.
agree.
Strongly agree.
Yeah.
Okay. So now my question is, ma'am, if I don't ask the fourth statement,
Hmm.
if I don't ask the fourth statement, will my knowledge about Shabana or Sachin will be same or something I will lost, some information I will lose?
Um, uh,
Got my question?
Obviously,
If
you
I
will
don't
lose
ask,
some important, insightful information if you are not asking these questions from them.
no, no, no. My question is, if
Yeah.
I'll ask only three statement,
Mm-hmm.
whatever
Three
you
statement.
specify
Okay.
of Shabana, will it be
Mm-hmm.
same or some additional information will be lost by the fourth statement if we remove the fourth?
Additional information may be lost.
What
That's
additional
why
information from the fourth one?
actually, not additional information. Normally, we prefer to add negative statement in reassessing the information that we have extracted from the survey. So, not additional information, sir, but yes, it is a
Confirm.
good practice to add some
Confirm.
negative statements. Yeah.
100%. Let me say once again. Let's get
Yes.
back to the statement number one.
Mm-hmm.
When Shabana said strongly agree, you told me
Mm-hmm.
4 5 about Shabana.
Yeah.
From the second statement, your knowledge about the Shabana is the same or any additional information you get in the second statement?
Not additional information.
Okay. The third one,
People ask me for information about products, places to shop also. Yes, he's an extrovert person. Yes, yes, almost same.
almost same. Fourth also same. So, ma'am,
Please do not think of
basically,
more.
whatever I get from the Shabana,
Mm-hmm.
wherever I get from the Shabana is the same in the first one. Other three
Mm-hmm.
are simply checking to confirm whether she is consistent or not.
Yes,
She
exactly.
is delivering the same or not. I did not get any additional information from statement
Mhm.
number two or three or four. That means
Yes.
even if you remove the statement number two and three and four, my
Mm-hmm.
knowledge about Shabana, my assessment, my inference about Shabana will be same.
Exactly, sir.
So I get only one thing about Shabana, maybe her shopping behavior.
Hmm.
Only about her shopping behavior I know. This is called unidimensionality. Unidimension
Okay.
is one dimension, only one part, not many parts. I didn't know about her, like how much shopping she prefers or amount of shopping she goes, where she goes, with whom she goes. I didn't get anything. I simply not only one point, unidimensional, one dimension, one part, only one part. Shabana, you can unmute and tell, are you with us in this our inference? Because you are the
Yes,
person
sir.
who are discussing.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with our assessment?
Yes, sir.
And Shabana, we didn't get anything else about you. Only one statement is there, and others we just checked for the for that part, that are you consistent or not.
Yes, sir.
Now,
We we
point is,
will.
Shabana, yeah,
Yes, sir.
point is, I never met you in this
Yes.
lifetime.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
you don't know me, I don't know you. So
Yes,
I
sir.
have no way to know, Shabana, whether you are telling me truth or not.
Yes,
I
sir.
have absolutely no idea. Only
No.
thing is, maybe some person is just said and like anything. But point is, I'm just checking your consistency. Are you consistent? Are you consistent in your opinion or not? Are you self-contradicting yourself or not? You got the
Yes, sir.
point.
Yes, sir.
So the point is, friends, I tell you, when I was a student, so our teacher used to tell whether a person is reliable or not, Likert will tell. And my opinion about, sorry, not Likert, Cronbag alpha, we need to compute. And my, small mind at the time was saying that Cronbag alpha is next to God probably. I'm for sure Cronbag maybe he has heard of India, but he has never heard of Bhopal. And in the Bhopal, there is a particular place, there is a NIT in that people are doing research. Whether they are telling truth or not, this Cronbag will tell. I said, my goodness, this person is next to God. How come he know every single thing on the planet? Cronbag will tell. And when I learned about Cronbag, when I learned about this, I think they're saying so basic thing. They are simply saying, don't contradict yourself. I am not comparing Shabana with who was the guy? Jayati or others. I'm not comparing Shabana. I'm comparing Shabana with Shabana. I'm saying, Shabana, please be consistent. Don't contradict yourself. Now, Dr. Pallavi, if Shabana says, I like introducing new brands, strongly agree. I like helping people by providing information, strongly disagree. Now, this will raise a doubt. He says,
Yes.
Shabana, how is it possible? Just now you said I introduce, and now you are saying I don't help people or introduce. Why you are contradicting? Maybe, maybe you didn't get it correctly. Maybe some problem with my sentence formation or the meaning is not proper. If many people are doing it, then certainly there is a problem with the scale, language part. If only Shabana is not working correctly, others are doing the right answer, then it's a problem with Shabana. You got the point?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Pallavi, can we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just one more thing. Can you just help me in that part? Which part? Can you see my Excel screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go for data entry part. And for the data entry part, how we go for the data entry? One person is one response. So Shabana, this is statement number 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement number 4. On the column wise, I will write statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4. Now, let's say strongly disagree as I will write here as 1 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 means strongly disagree. 2 is disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. Now, what Shavana replied to the first one was 5.
5. Yes, sir.
Here
Strongly
also
agree.
5, and here 1. 5, 5, 5, and 1.
Yes, sir.
Considering she's extremist, she says no. I will say they strongly agree, and strongly disagree. That way, right? Now, ma'am,
Mm-hmm.
problem is we can't simply total it. We can't
Yes,
simple total because this is 5, this is 1. At times,
exactly.
ma'am, right? Sometimes saying strongly agree means she's very experimenting extrovert. At times, saying 1 means she's extrovert.
Mm.
Check our case. In our case, when we said, look at the fourth statement. Screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Shabana, the fourth statement, my friend, do not think me good source of information. Here, strongly disagree means you are a experimenter, extrovert person. Does this
Mm.
make sense?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir. Yes, sir.
Right? In others, a
Yes.
higher score means extrovert. In some, lower score means extrovert. What we should do? This is called as score reversal. How to do that? We will write S for new And the formula is very simple. Take how many anchor points are there. I have a 5-point scale. These are called anchor points, 5 point, 7 point. For the 5-point scale, it will be 6 minus score. For the 5-point scale, the formula will be 6 minus score. Here the score is 1. So I said this will become as 5. Had it been 7-point scale, I will say 8 minus the score. Had it been 10 point, I will say 11 minus the score. So whatever the anchor point is there, next point minus your score will be the score reversal. Are you with me for this?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Understand it or some confusion? See,
Sir,
just
yeah.
repeated for clarity. Okay, need some clarity. Okay, for a moment, let's remove the word in the fourth statement. Let's remove the word do not. Let's remove the word. Pretend do not is not written there. Okay, I have deleted the word do not. Now, Shabana is a very extrovert person. I like introducing brands, strongly agree. I like helping people, strongly agree. People ask me information, strongly agree. My friends think me a good source of information, strongly agree. In all the 4, she will say strongly agree. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In all the 4, she will say strongly agree. And data entry will be 5, 5, 5, 5, 20. Total will be 20. Submitted rating scale. Rate it on 1 to 5 and get the total. Total will be 20. For sure, any person, any sort of extrovertness, score cannot be more than 20. Yes or no? Any person cannot
Yes, sir.
obtain more than 20. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Cannot be more than 20, right? A person, probably it was Sachin or something, let's say it was Sarthak. Sarthak says, I like introducing parents, strongly disagree. I help people, strongly disagree. People ask me information, strongly disagree. My friends think of me, good information, strongly disagree. Sarthak's score will be 1, 1, 1, 1, will be 4. Anyone answering all the statement cannot have less than 4 score. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Minimum score a person can have the 4, and the meaning of the 4 is, here we will say 4 means this person never goes out, is not updated, don't share. A score of 20 says this person always go out and keep updated and tell people. Now, if we have the 2 things, can we make a scale somewhat for ourselves and say here a score of 4 and score of 20? These are the maximum which can be obtained. Since I get the total, I am calling it as submitted rating scale. Get the rating on 5-point scale, get the sum, submitted rating scale. The total will be, what is the, Dr. Pallavi, can you tell me what I am measuring about Shabana? What is the name of the construct?
Name of the construct.
Yeah.
Behavior.
Behavior, shopping behavior?
Shopping behavior. Yes. Purchase behavior,
Shopping
shopping
behavior.
behavior. Yeah.
Shopping behavior is there. So ma'am, 4 means, a score of 4 means not updated.
Mhm.
Or can we say take an average of the 2? 12. A score less than 12, a score of less than 12 will indicate these people are not very updated. These people are do not share,
Mhm.
no helping others in terms of shopping. Not like they are not good people. It's just they don't have that knowledge. They don't know. If you ask me how many brands of lipstick are there, probably I won't help you. I can help you with T-Test Nova, not with the shades of lipstick. So it's not like I'm a bad person, but I don't have a knowledge of that. So no helping to other people, no updated, and maybe they are sort of the introvert person. Maybe extrovert, but not updated, might be there. And a score of 12 to 20, a score of 12 to 20 will be a zone where people are somewhat updated. We'll say these are the people who are updated. They share their things about product, etc. They help people. They are extrovert person. This is something we deduce.
Hmm.
If we just go low, high, take an average of the 8 means this is low and this is high.
Hmm.
A score of 16 means this is low and this is high. Low extrovert, highly extrovert, low introvert, highly introvert. Please tell me, are you with me with our analysis part?
Yes, sir.
So here we will put, it was 4 to 20. Four statements were there, 520. Yeah. So we will put Shabana here and we will put Sarthak here. No offense in Sarthak. This is only for the demo purpose. Star apply. Okay. Now, ma'am, my problem is I cannot simply add up the things because one statement is negative. Since one of the statement is negative, first I must do the reverse coding of this statement, statement number 4, because it contains do not. This is the concept of unidirectionality. The meaning of the unidirectionality is before the analysis, you must take all these statements on the same, where higher score means agree, lower score means disagree. We ask the statement purposefully, some positive, some negative, just to check the attention, check the attention of the respondent. Have you heard of that thing? You know, this happened with us. People have a tendency to say ditto, 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 and tick, 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 tick on the same. So one scene happened in Mumbai that people, used to come late. So the boss said, put a register, whosoever will be late will write the reasons for the same. Now, next day, one person said, there was a traffic jam. Other people say, dot, ditto, ditto, ditto. Traffic jam is for everyone, not for one person. Today I got up late in the morning. Ditto, ditto, ditto. I also got up late in the morning. You know what to do with that. So one day, so it was the custom, whatever first person will write, other will say ditto, ditto. So one day, one lady got late. She writes, went to doctor for the pregnancy check. Other male people said ditto, ditto, ditto. Things can go wrong. We want our respondent not to use the ditto, ditto. Respondent very quickly, they are in the shortcut mode. Don't allow them to go for the shortcut mode. Ask some positive, some negative, some positive, negative. Do that so that their attention is checked. Now, what if now Shabana is answering strongly agree to all the 4. Now, if Shabana is answering strongly agree to all the 4, that means she is not reading it properly. 4th statement had to be strongly disagree actually. If she is saying strongly agree, and it means not properly reading, or maybe something is wrong by my statement or something. So the purpose is ask the statement purposefully, some positive, some negative, but before analysis must do the reverse coding. Now, what is the reverse coding? I am sharing my Excel sheet. Please tell, is it visible, Excel sheet?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Now, how to go for the reverse coding? What about this particular thing? Number 1, whatever the statement was negative worded, go for the score. The formula is 6 minus the score. Where from the 6 came into the picture? As many anchor point is there, take the next. Because our point is to make 1 as the 5 on the negative statement. Make 1 to 5 and 5 becomes 1. 2 becomes 4 and 4 becomes 2. 3 is 3. That's why I am doing 6 minus the score. Had it been 7-point score, I would do 8 minus the score. Please tell me, Shabana, is this point clear?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
now
sir.
what we will do, take the sum here, and now we will take the sum of statement number 1, statement number 2, statement number 3, and statement number 4 new. Since Shabana got a score of 20, we will say she is on the extreme level, she is going out, sharing, etc., etc. And when we asked for Sarthak, he answered 1115, and we said it becomes as 1 and his score becomes as 4. So Sarthak is not extrovert, not going out, not updating. Shabana is very much updated. Please ask your doubt. Okay, Sakshi, Probably Sakshi. Sakshi says, do we need to add reverse statement in every construct? Dr. Pallavi, please answer it. Sakshi
Do
is
we need
asking,
to
do
add
we need
reverse?
to add reverse in every construct?
Um, Not in every construct. Wherever it is necessary, we
Yes,
can
yes.
do so.
Not a
Yeah.
mandate that we need to do. Preferably, if
We
you
can,
feel
sir, we
you can
can
do,
change only for negative statement.
only for negative. Only
Yes.
for negative, you need to change.
Sir, I want to ask one question. Can I ask?
Yes, yes, please, please.
Sir, actually, in one of my research, I used a formative construct. I used PLS SEM in my PhD thesis. So
Okay.
actually, in that particular construct, I used six or seven negative statement to measure that construct. But what happened
Hmm.
actually, sir, when I actually applied PLS SEM and when I got my result, and I had to remove those negative statement. Why? Because actually that was not going with the main process. So was this the correct practice?
Wait for some time. First, let's settle down with reflective. We have just done the reflective. We'll
Okay,
come to the
fine,
form.
sir. Okay, sir.
My attempt is not to answer your question, rather to empower you with the basics so that you answer the question
Okay,
yourself.
sir. Sure, sir.
Okay. First,
Yes,
tell
sir.
me any confusion to anyone about the reflective. When I say same thing should be asked, I didn't mean copy paste same statement again. I say you can change the wording. As a researcher, I can change my wording. I can ask in positive statement, negative statement, whatever way, but the respondent must be consistent. Respondent should keep the same point of view. Respondent should not fluctuate or waver. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Uh, you answered all, so you will obviously say yes. But what about the others? So let me first ask offline participants. Offline participants. Okay. And any doubts to online? Because these are fundamentals. Okay. So we go ahead. So can we take one more?
No questions from offline.
Okay. Fantastic. So
Hello.
Sir,
thank you, Dr.
sir,
Pallavi. Now, can I ask one more volunteer to go ahead?
So
I
can
want
I
to ask
ask a
something.
question?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Uh, Sir, in my research work, I am using an adopted scale, which is known as rational experiential inventory. And my question is,
Wait.
okay, sir. Okay.
Anything which I have explained so far, please ask from that. I will come to adopted. I will touch all those points. But first, let's be on the same pace.
Okay, sir. Okay.
sir, regarding the reverse scoring. Suppose the construct is relating to, for example, if our aim is measuring something relating to negative part, so all statements are negative, and there is one statement relating to positive. So in that case, what will do, sir? For example,
The
we
one
want to know.
statement will be reverse
Hello, sir.
the one statement will be reverse coding. This was about to add when she asked this question that whether we have to do this negative wording. It means it's not compulsory you have to do that, only the negative should be made positive. In a construct, I have 5 statements, 4 are negative worded, 1 is positive worded. In that case, positive worded should be changed to negative worded. But remember, when we talk about the correlation, please do remember that thing. Sign of the R will be very important there. So go with the majority. If majority are negative, the minorities will be converted to the negative also. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Priyanka says, please summarize in short what you have explained. Priyanka, I have explained a reflective. What is a reflective construct? What is meant by the measuring the same thing again and again? What is meant by consistency? This part we have explained. Now I require one more Can we do the reverse coding one more time? The formula for the reverse coding is, just note down the formula. The formula of the reverse coding is, whatever the statement is the reverse coded, go for, this is the formula. Formula is, whatever the number of anchor points are there, go to the next point to that. For a 5-point scale, it will be 6 minus score. Let me write it here as formula of reverse code is equal to 6 minus score for a 5-point scale. 5 anchor points are there, 5-point scale. Had it been 7-point scale, then it will be 8 minus this one. Whatever the number of anchor points are there, go to the next to that. So Priyanka, please see. Priyanka, can you tell me, if I'm writing the formula 12 minus score, how many anchor points I have used? Can you tell me that? Question of quicker mathematics for MBA. Yes, 11 points. Okay, so it simply says whatever the number of anchor points are there, go to the next point minus the score. See, Priyanka, point is, when there is a 11-point scale, the two extremes are 1 and 11. When a person say on the negative statement 1, actually on the positive it should become 11. So that's why 12 minus the score we have done. So whatever the number of anchor points are there, next number minus the score, there is the formula of the reverse coding. Now I need a volunteer. We thanked Dr. Pallavi. I require one more volunteer to tell something more about Shabnam. Today we'll do a lot of analysis of Shabana. Sorry, my mistake, Shabana. And other than Shabana and Dr. Pallavi, any volunteer? I think people are enjoying their tea break or something, or anybody there present in the session. Okay, Amrita, will you please answer? You can unmute and answer a little bit. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Amrita, statement number 1, Shabana has already answered. It says,
Yes.
I like introducing new brands and products to my friends. She answered strongly agree.
That's right.
Okay, and Dr. Pallavi has given a brief personality sketch of the shopping behavior about Shabana. Now, I want you to tell me what Shabana will answer to the second statement. I always check the price of the product with various vendors. Mandatorily, she has to say strongly agree, or she can say strongly disagree, or she can answer anything.
I think she will say strongly agree or agree. The reason being, she will do a lot of analysis before she suggests things to her friends.
Okay, sure. And third one, I critically evaluate the promotion. Is it mandatory?
Not really. I don't think so. Because promotions are time bound. So Shabana might have bought the products at that time when the promotions were there, but it is not. So she might be evaluating the promotions, but not necessarily she will agree strongly to it. Because if she is fascinated by new brands and new products, then probably promotions will have a second place.
Very good. I prefer offline mode of payment as it's secure.
Again, this cannot be answered by knowing her first answer, because again, if she is fond of introducing new brands, new products, she is quite extrovert, etc., etc. However, payment related, I cannot guess anything about Shabana by knowing her first answer.
Right. So it means, ma'am, if I don't take the fourth statement from the remaining statement, first three statement, can I make any prediction about the payment behavior, online, offline?
No.
No, probably no. Why no?
No.
Because these are, ma'am, different dimensions.
Exactly.
The first one is talking about the product. Second is
Yes.
talking about the third about the promotion, and fourth is the mode of payment.
That's
So
right.
here, remember, in the previous one, consistency was required because I was asking the same thing. Exactly the same thing I was asking. That's why it was required. That's why I said that only one thing we asked from the Shabana, and rest Dr. Pallavi said that Shabana should say these things for the rest of the three. But in this case,
Yes.
since all are different, many dimensions, you get the idea of what is meant by the many dimensions?
Yes.
These are separate things. The product is one thing, price is different thing. It's perfectly okay if Shabana say, I don't check the price before this. Perfectly okay. It's no offense and nothing wrong. She may check, she may not check. She may prefer online, she may prefer offline. Evaluate, may not evaluate. So point is, these are different dimensions. This is
Right.
called formative construct. Formative. Formative means I am not concerned about whether she is consistent or not, because I am asking one thing only one time, ma'am. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion to others? Some people write in the chat box, please explain what is unidimensional, what is multidimensional. Are you okay with the unidimensional, multidimensional? Same thing measured again and again in different wordings, positive, negative, whatever. Unidimension, only one thing I am measuring. If you are asking the different things, will it be?
Sir, does that mean that the reflective constructs have more reliability?
Only reflective constructs have reliability. Formative construct, there is no concept of reliability.
Okay. Yeah.
There is a concept of content validity. In the reflective, there is no content validity, ma'am, because there is only one construct. What is to be done with the content validity? Only one thing is there. But in the reflective formative, if you are going with this, I will say, have you taken all the things that need to be done? Let's do an example. Example is, so I'm removing this particular stuff. Let's say, ma'am, please tell me what should be there in a teacher, because many research scholars are here. So let's enlighten them. What should be there in a good teacher? Traits of a teacher.
Teaching methods, empathy, good knowledge,
Knowledge.
a way to tackle the students, way
Yes.
to answer any query, every query,
Yes.
patience.
Query handling, empathy. Is that right, ma'am?
Yes.
Now, if a person is very knowledgeable, does that mean the person has excellent communication skills also?
No.
No. So
No.
communication skill oblique presentation, I will write here, because some participants are also answering something. Patience I have taken, this I have taken. Okay. So empathy is a very different thing. If I got a very good empathy, does it mean I got a very good knowledge also, ma'am?
No.
No. So these are these reflective or formative?
These are all formative. then.
Formative.
These are formative. Well,
Yes.
wonderful. Let's come to the cervical. There are many people, numerous people who hate history, but I'm just fond of history, and I always think if you don't know history, how will you actually understand that concept? Because if I know what Carl Pearson was struggling, I know why R is made, what is the things, what problems it sorted out, what other problems it created. Likewise, cervical, Parshuraman, Jethmal, etc. They were so logical, wonderful people. They, for your kind information, they have not used EFA, CFA, none of them. What is that said? The five things are reliability, tangibility, empathy, assurance, and responsiveness. Let's talk about the government civil hospital. Government civil hospital tangibility is excellent. Excellent building, etc. Reliability. Not only the hospitals. What do you think? In how many government department in India you can expect people to be there after 2 p.m.? The reliability is a big question mark. India is probably among the very few countries where people will say, I'm doing so much hard work so that I get a government job, so that for the rest of the life I don't have to work. See, what is a wonderful hypothesis. Westerns can never understand. I am doing so much hard work, so the rest of the life I want to work. This is what is called as the government job, or people believe so. Empathy. Now, these are 5 different dimensions. Please check it out. Cervical is, you tell me, reflective or formative? What
Formative.
is your point of view? Cervical is reflective or formative? Reflective means good reliability, means good tangibility, good empathy, good assurance. All are similar things. Formative
No,
means they are,
these are formative
these are
because
formative.
everything is different.
There are more than 1000 papers published which says cervical is reflective. Why so? Because the only software available at the time from the 90s to 2005, for the 10-15 years, the only software available was AMOS, and AMOS can handle only reflective. AMOS cannot handle the formative. That's why everyone who worked on this said yes, this one. And now suddenly people got a realization after SmartPLS is available. Now there are hundreds of papers. They say cervical is common sense. It's a formative. And earlier everybody was so fond of. They say cervical is reflective because only software available was AMOS, and AMOS can work only on the reflective. You must go through these smaller things. By the way, I will take a break from the academics and ask someone. Anyone Avenger fan here? Captain America, Hulk, anyone? Any fan? Or Spider-Man? Any fan of Spider-Man?
Well,
Yes.
my son is the greatest fan of Avengers.
Yeah, our kids
So,
are. We do not know much.
Yeah, exactly.
Your kids are, but they won't be able to answer this. Why Hulk is green size? Hulk could have been yellow size. Hulk could have been some other pink size, pink color, etc. Why the green color? And why Spider-Man is blue and red? Superman is also blue and red. Why this? And Batman is something like black, etc. Why so? Why Superman is blue and red? Number one, Superman doesn't know the costume style, wearing undergarments over the pant, etc. And that too blue, red color. It's a simple. So those who are answering yes, they should know the comics books available at that time had only the 3-4 colors. One color was used with the Superman when they created Superman. DC Comics made it, and the Marvel Comics made the Spider-Man. Both have the blue and the red. When Hulk was created, actually the color choice was so less, so only color available was the green. Much later, when the 90s, etc., when then Captain Marvel came, it was something like that purple shade, and the other shades were available. At the time, only 3-4 colors were there. This is the basic point. Point is why people are working on the reflective, everyone reflective, because only software available is AMOS, which works on reflective. Thing is so simple, but people have twisted the argument. They said, no, cervical has to be reflective. Any common sense person will say, no, it's a formative. A good reliability doesn't mean it's a good tangibility. Reliability means you can believe the person, you can be sure of. Empathy means person understand you. Assurance, responsive, these are very different dimensions. But there are papers who are published with the name of this is the reflective. But today we know it's a formative. Okay. Any question you want to ask about and about the reflective and the formative you want to ask? Please go ahead. So at the end of this workshop, the organizers will give you a feedback form, and do take care of that feedback form. That will be most likely reflective in nature, formative in nature. It will be reflective if for every single thing, knowledge of the first resource person, there are the 4 questions. Presentation skills of the Neeraj, 4 questions are there. Then it is reflective. If one question, it's a formative. Please ask your question. Dipti, you can ask your question.
No, actually, when you asked about Marvel, who is the Marvel fan, then I like raised my hand.
Okay. Okay. Correct. So this might be one addition in your knowledge about the Marvel series. That color choice was very restricted at that time. Okay, now let's go ahead a little bit more and talk about the directions of the arrow. I hope all of you are with me and the statistics is not threatening. I hope so. We have not discussed anything which is rocket science so far, or click on the software. I'm just talking about the simple things. And how do we check CMP in the SmartPLS? There is a there is a video on that. You are talking very high level. First, let's settle with the reflective formative. We'll come to the common method biasness. Just in one word, Manu, remember this is called partial correlation approach. Just remember this word, Manu. There's a partial correlation approach. So the effect of this is removed. Common method biasness variable. First, Manu, you must know there's a marker variable. Second thing is marker variable is treated just like the same as the control variable. Only this much answers so that others are not confused. Now, let's talk about the reflective and formative. Oh, you may ask then, so what we were talking so far. So far also we are talking about the same. Now let's talk about when we make a circle means we will use the circle for the what part? We will use the circle for just 1 minute. Let me draw first. This, and the second thing is not here. Okay. Divya Yadav. Now, so far, I haven't spoken name of Divya, and I haven't asked Divya's happiness level at this moment. I never talked so far. Even if I don't ask, Divya has some happiness level or not? Obviously, Divya has some happiness level, even if I don't ask. So this is the happiness level. Happiness level I'm checking like statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, and 4. Just think of that shopping experience example. If Divya is extremely happy, so answer will be given here. So this is 1, this is 2, 3, and the 4. Now, my question to you is actually what I want to ask you, whether construct causes the item or whether item causes the construct. Think over it and be with me for a moment. Let's say we assign a work to Divya. We'll say, Divya, after this concluding this workshop, you will come to NIT Kurukshetra for another workshop. And Divya, you have to report after the session in NIT Kurukshetra, you have to report your satisfaction. And we also tell you dimension. You have to tell about your travel. You have to tell about your stay arrangements in NIT Kurukshetra, food arrangements, and the learnings you had. Now, my question is, can Divya tell me about the travel satisfaction today? She has not traveled. She has not traveled. She will travel after this workshop. Maybe in the first Feb, she will come to there. Can she tell me today about her travel experience? Yes or no? I assume no.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, because first she will travel, and after travel might be it was a, there was a flight delayed by 6 hours, and she got a lot of problems, and she said extremely dissatisfied, unhappy. Okay, that part is done. So here, okay, sorry, I should do it as first is the travel, and then it causes your overall happiness. I'm putting the arrow direction. First, she will experience the travel, and then it causes this one. She came here, we received her, given a wonderful room. She is very happy with the stay. So stay causes the happiness. Excellent food, whatever she required. So food satisfaction, and she got good contents also. This one.
The
So
SAT means stay or satisfaction. So what is this SAT? What is SAT? SAT? Formative. SAT,
stay.
satisfaction or stay?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction. Okay.
Satisfaction. So it means in the formative, the items cause the construct. In the formative, the items cause the construct. And check it out here. Let's go back to Shabana. For Shabana got a shopping experience or shopping behavior. Since her shopping behavior is she is very extrovert, etc. When I asked question, she answered that, she answered that, she answered this and this. In the reflective, you have a shopping behavior and the same will be reflected in your answers. Because Samarth said, I'm not pro shopping, I'm not going for shopping. It means Samarth, a very introvert sort of or non-experimental shopping behavior, will accordingly get the answer strongly disagree, strongly disagree. Shabana is very extrovert, so she's accordingly explaining this. In the reflective, the construct causes the item. In the formative, the items cause the satisfaction. Yes or no? Do you agree or you have some second opinion?
So please repeat.
I'm saying, ma'am, if I'm asking your stress level, so whether I ask or don't ask, you have a stress level. Maybe at that moment you are stressed or maybe you are not in stress. If you are not in stress, your answer that not stress will be reflected in this one or not. Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just answer me 2-3 things, ma'am, quickly. Are
Sir,
you
can
able
you
to
repeat
sleep?
the question, please? I just lost you.
Not a problem.
Yes, sir.
But before that, whom I was talking to? Probably Dr. Pallavi?
Yes,
You are
sir.
replying?
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, are you able to sleep properly in this in these days?
No, 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 sir.
You are getting,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
you are getting a good sleep.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you feeling hungry when it's time for food, etc.? Or just even you are just eating because it's time to eat, or you are feeling hungry?
Feeling hungry.
Feeling hungry. Okay. And most of the day you are in a good mood and okay mood, not in very extremely low or something.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now, ma'am, since you are not stressed,
Mm-hmm.
when I ask about the hunger,
Mm-hmm.
your answer accordingly, feel proper hungry. When I asked about the sleep, you answered
Mm-hmm.
accordingly. When I asked
Yes,
about
sir.
the mood, you answered accordingly.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
same thing, let's ask it to any of the research scholar. Any of the research scholar. So, are you feeling hungry? No. Are you able to sleep? Never. Are you in good mood? Absolutely not. Are you tense and stressed all the time? Means they are in stress. Ma'am, my point is whether your hunger causes your stress or if you are stressed, you are not hungry, not stressed, you are hungry. Which is the cause, which is the effect, ma'am? This is my question.
Stress. Stress.
Stress causes hunger or lack of hunger, lack of sleep, low mood,
Yes.
etc.
Yes. Yes.
So here the construct causes the item. Construct has an effect on the item. Ma'am, if I'm today, I'm not, maybe I'm doing a sort of fast. So I'm not taking my diet at night. That doesn't mean I'm in stress, ma'am. Hunger or fast is not creating stress. Stress has an effect on my hunger and the sleep. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Think of the other formative. We ask somebody that you please tell your travel experience. First, you will experience the travel and then you tell that satisfaction, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Or let's take example of the teacher that if Soumya says, I want to become a great teacher, or Ritesh says, I want to become a teacher, what we will say? Ritesh, you should have a knowledge. Okay. Focus on the knowledge, also the communication skill. Also have some patience. People will take time in learning. People will take time, like you have taken time in learning. So be patient with them. Okay. Queries are very important. Answer query. Look from what people are asking. We will advise Ritesh or Soumya accordingly. It means focus on the knowledge, focus on the communication, on the patience, on the empathy, etc. And overall, what will happen? You will become a good teacher. It's not like since you joined a teacher, automatically you will have good communication or good knowledge. Does this make sense? I hope it makes sense. So
Yes,
my
sir.
point
Yes,
is,
sir.
you have to see case by case. If item causes the construct, it's called formative. If for construct causes the item, it will be called as the reflective. And see one more other thing. If you are not in stress, like we asked Dr. Pallavi, are you? She is not in stress, so she says hungry also and sleep also and mood also all are related. If someday something happens, okay, she is in stress. If she is in stress, what will happen? It will have effect on all. It will have effect on the hunger also, sleep also, mood also, and all the things it will have effect on. So the point is, if construct causes the item, the direction of the arrow will be from the circle to the box. It will be called reflective. If the reverse, items causes the construct, if the direction of the arrow is from the box to the circle, it will be called reflective.
Got
Ask
it,
your
sir.
doubt. Okay. Sarthak says, like satisfaction, if I measure workplace environment, depending on the behavior of my boss, relationship cover, will it be formative? And Shankar says, in reflective, we try to focus on statement, formative, we focus on construct. No, 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 no. First, let me answer Shankar. Shankar, when we go for the formative, the most important thing is the content validity, whether the content coverage is complete. Because remember one thing, Shankar, if I don't ask about the learning, I have not asked about the learning, Shankar. From the rest of the three, from the travel, stay, and the food, I will not be able to tell about the learning. We can't say since the travel was good, stay and food was good, so you must have learned a lot. We can't say like that. So content validity is extremely important in the formative. Entire coverage, whatever necessary to be asked, should be asked. Now here I will ask, are only 4 things in the teacher? Other people, your professor will say, no, no, no. Before knowledge and communication, you must have a PhD degree also. Only then you can apply in the NIT. Else not. Okay. So somebody got a very fantastic communication and knowledge and very empathetic, very patient, but no PhD. Sorry, you can't enter into the NIT or the Central University. PhD is also important. So point here is content validity. What actually necessary coverage is there? That is the formative. In the reflective, we don't talk about the content validity because there is only one thing. Remember, there is only one thing. So there is no issue of this. In the reflective, the most important thing, Shankar, is the reliability. Cronbach alpha. Because the same statement, if ma'am is in stress, Dr. Pallavi is in stress, so it must affect her hunger and the sleep and the mood, all of them. If you simply say, I noted that she is not taken the lunch today. I said she is in stress. She told, no, 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 I am on fast today. My analysis is wrong. So hunger also, sleep also, mood also, all of them if disturbed, all will be disturbed. Then it's a this one. So while working on the reflective, we do equal importance to the items. It's not like there that is important, that is important. Point is who's the cause, who's the effect. That is the most important thing. In the reflective, we talk about the reliability a lot, and then others will come. In the formative, we talk about the content validity a lot. I'm not saying in the formative there is no concept of liability. There is a concept of liability. I will come to that. In the reflective, there is a concept of validity. I will come to that. I'm saying most important. Most important in the reflective is the reliability, Cronbach alpha, and reliability better to call internal consistency. Reliability is of many types. Here we are talking about the internal consistency. And in the formative, content validity is most important. Okay, there was some question asked by Sarthak. Like satisfaction, if I measure workplace environment depending on the behavior of my boss. Okay, Sarthak, you tell me, if you are measuring the workplace environment, so what will be the statement? And you say depending on my boss. Well, probably you have mixed up things. Boss means leader. Environment, leadership is one part. Well, it's a multicollinearity or it's a endogeneity, Sarthak. Leaders create environment, one method. Second, in the good environments, leader pop up. That is also there. You tell me what you want to go ahead with. You have to tell that. Priyanka says, in time when we perceived usefulness, tell about the behavior intention, it is formative reflective. Zero plan behavior. Priyanka, model is not reflective formative. A construct is reflective formative, Priyanka. And you decide to measure it the way it is. You decide. If Priyanka, I take 4 questions about the travel, 4 questions about the state, the same thing I'm asking again and again, it will be reflective. If I ask only one statement for all, it will be formative. So number 1, I am saying model is not reflective formative, Priyanka. That is a structural part that will come little later. Here, construct only one circle. You tell how you will measure. How you will measure. That is your choice. A thing can be measured by reflective also, formative also. You decide. Remember the basic assumption. Why my people will lie? They will also tell the truth. Go for the formative. No harm in checking whether they are telling me correct or not, checking their consistency. Go for the reflective. You decide about your people and accordingly you will formulate. Sarthak is saying that leader make a good environment. Okay. Now tell me about the leader, about the environment. Generally, Sarthak, environment, generally, in my opinion, it's a multi-dimensional. There are many things that constitutes an environment. So might be you will like to go for formative and every dimension it will be reflective. So what happens? There is a further classification, second order or higher order constructs. Second order or higher order constructs. So meaning of that is second order reflective formative, formative. Just check this out. This is quality. This is a construct. Quality is made up of 4 or 5. Quality is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And which is the 4 and 5? This is the same later we have talked about. So here it says it goes like that. Quality consists of, oh, my mistake. Note these. These are for items. Actually, I want to say that quality is made up of 5 further things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me take only 4 this time. These are tangibility, reliability, responsiveness, and empathy. And these got 4 statements, 3, 4 statements, 3, 4 statements, 3, 4 statements, and these are connected. Now check this out. Since tangibility, reliability, etc. are all different, it will be like this. And tangibility is measured by the 3 items. I am putting this. Just by putting the arrow, will you understand the direction? This will be, its official name is higher order reflective formative. Higher order reflective formative. A construct with its item. One construct with its item is always called as lower order. This one will be called as LOC or lower order construct. Lower order construct.
Can we say it's a first order construct?
Actually, earlier people used to call first order, zero order, second order, but now the nomenclature is, because first order is very, very different. Earlier, ma'am, there were 2 things, zero order and second order. First order is very separate. It is discriminate validity is the first order. So that was creating a lot of confusion. That's why now the nomenclature is this one. And when a construct is made up of other construct, it is called as the higher order construct, HOC.
Okay.
Even we don't call second order, higher order construct, HOC. And just like, see, we have Shankar Singh. It means Shankar is the person who is born in the Singh family. Singh family got many members. Shankar is one of the members. Shankar Singh. We have a nomenclature, first your name, then family name. In India, we speak like this. In terms of research, first LOC will be talk and then talk the HOC. In research, the way you speak up will be first the lower order and then the higher order. So this one will be called as a higher order reflective formative. Lower order are all reflective, higher order are one is there, that is formative. So what is a formative? A construct may be made up of either by the items or by the fellow constructs. So let's understand it into this format. Any construct is made up of either by the items. So this is the construct. It may be made up of either by the items. If you say construct is made up by the items, now the question comes, okay, then what sort of is? It can be reflective or it can be formative. Or if it is made up of the other constructs, it is called as the higher order construct. Higher order construct. Reflective, we generally denote it like this. And formative, we denote it like this. On the other side box, you automatically assume the box is there, and HOCs, it's like this. So if I make anything in my rough notebook, will you understand this? What is reflective? What is formative? What is HOC? Any doubt? Can be, Shankar says, can we use both type of construct in a model? 100%. Model means the structure model. There can be reflective and formative, not a problem. Divya has made a very colorful diagram. Reliability, assurance, etc. It leads to the expectation, performance, service quality, etc. Very true. And this one, service quality, will be called as the second order reflective formative. Is that right, Divya? First, the lower order, all lower order tangibility will be measured by the three statement. Again and again, you will check responsiveness, etc. So second order, because here service quality is made up of the others, and reflective formative. By the way, just 1 minute, please give me to settle down with the cervical, so that you know what originally these people have done in the cervical. People of marketing, they should know it. Others people, if any people are from other domain, just understand common sense sort of thing. They simply ask, for example, you are asking, let's talk about my lecture. 5 dimensions are there. Let's say not cervical, it is our some other. Communication, knowledge, patience, query. Anything else? Communication, knowledge, patience, query. Any other dimension of the teaching we skipped? Let's begin with the 4 only. First thing is, I will ask you to give a weightage to that. Which one is important? You may say all are 25%. You may say something like communication is 30%, knowledge is 40%, patience is 10%, and query handling is 20%. Right. Now I will ask you, there are some statements for this, all of them. I will ask you, before joining this workshop, what was your expectation? So you can answer from 1 to 5. 1 means no expectation, I will get a certificate. 5 means I will get my answers to my queries. I was struggling for years. And afterwards, you will be asked, what is your experience? And again, you will say 1 to 5. This will be called as the gap. For example, Deepa says, I joined this workshop just for a certificate. I was happy that I will get a certificate. So my expectation was nil. And I get 4. So it got a +3. And knowledge, say she has no experience, 1, 5, 4, and 3. So +4, +3, +2. Here, plus means this will be called as delight. You are happy. Your expectation was nothing, but you found out to be, good. So you are happy. Had it be reverse, that you thought queries will be handled, but it was not handled actually properly. So it will come as -1. And when gap is -1, it is called the frustration. And then since there is a weightage, multiply the gap with the weight. Multiply the gap with the weight and get, and this is what is called the cervical. Where from EFA, CFA come into picture? Are you not looking? These people are so common sense sort of people. Simply you ask, you want to measure service quality. You asked, if I want to ask, you went to a movie. I said, okay, what was your thinking about the movie? So you said, like, remember there was a movie from Prabhas and etc. Ramayan, some version was there. What was expectation? 5. What you got? 1. That's a frustration. People, that becomes a flop movie. Expectations are more, experience is less. What you really get is less. There's a frustration. No expectation, but you get more. You thought of a room in a hotel and it turned out in 500 rupees that are AC and given the dinner also. You are delighted. So that is the gap. And how much is more? Like you thought a room and they said parking is also available. It's okay, parking is not really important to me, but getting a dinner and the AC is important. So that is a weightage also. So they multiplied. This was the original cervical. Where from came the EFA and the CFA in the cervical? You tell me. Where from? Now, we will come to this, why people apply EFA, CFA, etc. We will talk about it tomorrow. I think another resource person, she will take EFA portion, but we'll talk about it. Please start with the original work. Don't start from in between. Please start with the original work. What the original people have done. You will be in a better position to understand the things. Deepa asked something. I can buy durable finance decision lead to economic empowerment, or economic empowerment measures these things. Economic empowerment is reflective formative. Deepa, you answer, you tell me whether whatever the indicators you have taken, if I answer strongly agree on one, do I have to compulsorily say others strongly agree, strongly disagree? If this is the case, it is a reflective. If all are the different dimensions, they are formative. As simple as that. Sana says, can we say that higher order construct are a form of formative with multiple? No, not necessarily, Sana. Not necessarily. See, I am saying communication is made up of 2. Communication is made up of oral and written. In the oral communication, my words are important, my tone is important, my pause is important. In the written, my words are important and my grammar is also important. Sana, this is a second order reflective. Second order reflective. Okay. If you feel no, oral is very different from the written part, in that case, you have reasons to say no, oral is very different and this is very different. Then you say this is this one. Again, you say no, pause, taking the pause, tone, these are very different things. Sana, you will tell actually. Don't look at somebody's face and the person will tell you. You give your own argument, you give your own reasoning. If you feel, if the people know where to pause, which words to use, what is the tone, how to speak up, modulations. If you feel these are very correlated, then it is a reflective. If you feel these are very, very different things, it is a formative. You have to tell the thing. Deepa says, please answer. Deepa, I think I have answered. I answered. Don't look for somebody's face, Deepa, that the person will tell. Neeraj or Atul will tell it is this, and Deepa will say, well, Neeraj has said. I am saying, give your reasoning. Okay. Deepa, let me make things simple for you. How to make things simple for you? Let's say something, Jarvis. Avenger fans, who was the Jarvis? Can Avengers fan tell me who was Jarvis? It was the AI program of Tony Stark, Iron Man. Now, in this Jarvis, other than answering Tony Stark's question, Iron Man's question, he worked a little bit on the statistics also. And Jarvis has given the 4 rules to a construct to be formative. If it's a reflective, which generally comes from the field of psychology, no issues. But if you say, Deepa, that my construct is formative, you have to answer 4 questions. You have to write about them, a paragraph, a line about that. These are the differentiating factor. How to find whether a construct is reflective or formative. Remember, these things are applicable only for the reflective. Direction of causality is from item to the construct. Where the direction of causality goes, it is from item to construct or construct to item. So in formative, it is from item to construct. In case of reflective, it is from construct to item. I think we have already discussed that. One more part. Indicators are defining characteristics of the construct. Formative, all are separate things. All are separate things, and these things are not repetition. In the formative, there is not repetition. If I ask a teacher communication, knowledge, empathy, and the problem solving, empathy doesn't mean person has a knowledge. These are the defining characteristics. Here, indicators are the manifestation. In the reflective, indicators are the manifestation. The meaning of the manifestation is that here the same thing will be again and again. Other things are exactly the same. If the reflective construct is, construct causes the items. Items are the same. Change in the indicator will change in the construct. Yes. If you get a teacher who is a very knowledgeable but not communication, or vice versa, a teacher with a very good communication skill but no knowledge. So change in the indicator will change the overall construct. Here, indicator can't change. Indicator in the reflective can't change. If you are in stress, you can't say, if I'm not sleeping, I'm in stress. No, reverse is not true. Second point is interchangeability of the item. Remember, we have Shabana for things. Item indicators need not to be interchanged. It means if I drop an item, look at the fourth part. If I drop an item, will the meaning change? In the formative, meaning will change. In the formative, if I don't ask about the price, from the remaining, I cannot tell you about the price. In the reflective, if you drop an item, nothing will happen. Answer we get only about the first one. Others I am asking just to cross check. So if you remove any item, no harm, nothing will change. But in the formative, yes, it will change. Third point is whether there will be covariance among the indicators or not. Okay, young researchers who don't have much idea, wherever the word covariance is written, please read it as correlation. I repeat, wherever the word covariance is written, always read it as correlation. So will there be correlation among the indicators? In case of formative, absolutely not. There is no correlation. If a teacher is very knowledgeable, doesn't mean person is very communicative or the patient also. These are very separate things. But in the reflective, it has to be. It has to be. If Shabana says strongly agree to the first one, she can't say strongly disagree to the next one. She has to say strongly agree, etc. Only one thing is negative, there is a reverse coding, except that there will be high correlation. Nomological net means whether the indicators are caused by what? Indicators are caused by what? Check it out. In case of when we wrote it about a teacher, I will write here as a good teacher should have communication, knowledgeable, empathy, and question handling. So how to get the communication? Who are the indicators of it? Who are the antecedent? What causes these items? This is the fourth point. What causes? And here it was probably stress. Stress causes this. Hunger, sleep, and the mood. Check this out. In case of reflective, who causes? Only this particular construct will cause. But in case of the formative, there are the separate causes and all might have differently. If you get good communication, practice more. If you want to get a knowledge, read more. If you want empathy, Maybe it comes with age also, it comes with experience also, it comes with some lessons also. Query handling, again, be empathetic or, interact with the more people. It means if you want to develop these things, they have their own separate IDVs. And this is what Jarvis says here. Indicators come to this point, the formative and the reflective. The last point says, indicators are not required to have the same antecedent and consequences. In the formative, indicators are not required to have the same antecedent. They don't depend on the same thing. They might depend on the very different things. And in case of reflective, indicators have the same antecedent. The construct is causing that. Okay, I think Priyanka is must disturbed. She is very much stuck somewhere on the TAM, etc. Priyanka, if you don't feel offended, Priyanka, can I crack a poor joke? So driving classes were going on, and after the 10th lesson, the instructor asked, ma'am, if you are driving a car and you got your father in front of you, in second scenario, you got your husband, one side is the husband, one side is the farmer, whom you will hit? The girl thought for a moment and said, I will hit my husband. I love my father. The instructor said, ma'am, please let me repeat once again. Don't hit any of them. Hit the brake. Priyanka, I'm again saying TAM is not reflective or the formative. TAM got certain constructs. Constructs are reflective, formative, Priyanka. TAM is not reflective. TAM got perceived usefulness. How you measure perceived usefulness, how many items are there, they will be constructive, reflective. How can TAM be reflective, formative? Model is not reflective, formative, Priyanka. There is a term we will use later, recursive, non-recursive for the model. Constructs are reflective and the formative. Priyanka got stuck on one particular point, not able to come out of that. What Shweta says, this specifying in IS. Okay, that she provided this one. And Divya says, my objective is to measure the service quality and identify significant dimension. So what things I have to calculate? Divya, it seems you are just started your PhD journey. If so, Divya, please learn. In the world of research, every single thing is univariate, bivariate, and the multivariate. It means not only the statistics, there is other things also. Do you know, Divya, objectives are also univariate and the multivariate? Charts are also univariate, bivariate, multivariate. Do you know that? The objective to measure the service quality, it's a univariate objective. Only mean will be applicable here. I will strongly advise you to, let me just come to this part. Please go to the YouTube. On the YouTube, because this is a high level workshop, level 5 workshop, and you are asking question of the level 1. Objective wise analysis. Please watch, the keywords are Neeraj Kaushik objective wise analysis. Please go through the first video, objective wise analysis. I have explained what is the univariate objective, what is the bivariate objective, what is the multivariate objective. So you remember I started with a chart for the univariate. All we can apply is the mean, median, mode, sigma. That's it. Now you might be thinking in terms of I will apply CFA, I will apply AFA, etc. But your question is, what is your question? Divya, for a moment, forget about these statistics, etc. Let's just be common sense. You said I will identify the factors. Now, as an examiner, my question will be, Divya, what are the factors? And Divya will answer, sir, these are the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the factors. Where come this reflective, formative? Where come this? You will simply measure them. You say, I will measure it. You simply measure it and report it. Still, it can be done. People apply here. SLR also can be done by SLR, can be done by text analytics, can be done by other things. But the point is, in research, it always come back to you. You tell me how you do it. Like Priyanka got stuck, like TAM is reflective, TAM is formative. No, You tell me perceived usefulness, how you intend to measure. Perceived usefulness can be measured in terms of reflective, can be measured in terms of formative also. And I will share this document with you, Jarvis document. In this document, it is, I have not this one, this one. Yeah. In this, actually, I have made it from several of these. One is specifying formative construct in IS system. Second one is, there are some examples here. Priyanka, just see here. Now, these are the examples of properly specified formative construct. They have taken, like, one of the thing is team skill. How to take team skill? They have taken technical skill in the interpersonal skill. Can you see? These are very separate things. Your technical knowledge and your interpersonal knowledge. So it's a reflective, formative one. Very correct. Other things, user participation. Other things they have taken. Team performance, declarative knowledge, perceived effectiveness. Perceived effectiveness like confidence, trust, protection, and confidence, trust in the inventory material. These are the formative. Take example of some reflective. Now, these are the examples, Priyanka. These are the examples of lower order are reflective, higher order is formative. Second order, reflective, formative. Observation, learning by attention, retention, production, and motivation. All are separate things. How you are paying attention, how much you are able to recall, how much you actually produce, and what is the motivation. Four are very separate things, but together they constitute the learning. Learning is the second order formative and consists of the four lower order reflective. So this is a second order. Trustworthiness. Integrity is a separate thing. Benevolence is a separate. Ability is separate. Second order reflective, formative. There might be some examples of formative, etc. So the point is, Priyanka, it's not that straight answer. You tell perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, attitude. Attitude can be measured using the separate items. It will be formative, can be measured by the reflective. So what you should do, you please go through the literature, what others have done. Number one, you may like to go through the same, or you may like to challenge them and say, no, I will measure this way. That can create the gaps in your model. Model is not reflective or formative. Constructs are reflective or formative. Maybe I have not explained model so far. That's why there is a confusion. When I will go with a one-sided arrow between the constructs, it will be called as a model. Relation between the constructs. When I say motivation has an effect on performance, now this will be a model. How you measure the motivation, this will be called as a, this particular thing will be the measurement model, reflective or formative. So let me just tell here, when we talk about the SAM, we talk of the two parts. First part is measurement. The second part is called the structure. A construct, whether reflective or formative, with its item is part of the measurement model. A construct with its items is the part of the measurement model. Here, relation between the constructs doesn't matter whether they are the reflective or formative. Relationship between the constructs will constitute the structure part. The structural part is called as the model. Example is the TEM. A construct part, for example, perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, attitude. These are constructs. These are part of measurement. For the measurement, you always refer their validity and reliability. That's it. For the model part, which is called as the structural model part, you refer to the regression things, R square, adjusted R square, beta, p-value, you refer to these things. Are you okay, Priyanka? Do you got where you are? Yeah, or what was the mistake in your question? TAM is here. For the TAM, we will refer to the R square, adjusted R square, etc. It cannot be reflective formative. TAM got PEOU, etc. and the adoption, behavioral adoption or the usage. Actually, they call it as usage. So this, every construct, you tell Priyanka whether it will be the way you will measure. Most of the people, 90% of the people have measured it using the reflective construct. There is no compulsion. You may measure with the formative, give a reasoning for the same. In that case, if anything is formative, the word that should pop up in your mind is Jarvis 2003. 3 or 6, let me see that. This is, where is Jarvis? Jarvis 2003. Yes, I'm correct. So Jarvis 2003 should pop up in your mind the moment there is anything formative. For the others, you can go ahead with the simple things, but this one, go ahead with the 4 rules are there. Jarvis 4 rules. Better to write as the 4 rules here. 4 rules of Jarvis. I will share this PPT with you. Now let me say others. How to measure the interrelationship between A, B, C, D. Interrelationship, Divya, means you are talking about the correlation part. Correlation part is coming the part of here. In terms of the validity, we will talk about the something called the discriminant validity. When we talk about the discriminant validity, it means R between constructs. That will come here, and regression part will come here. Correlation part will come into the measurement model, and the regression part will come into the structural model. Disha. There is some other question. Gunjan says, my objective is behavioral intention. My objective is behavioral intention to use digital postal services. I am applying TAM and adding a variable digital literacy. I don't find any theory to apply. Can you please help me for this? Why should I help Gunjan? You should do the review of literature. You should find out the theory. You should conceptualize. Why you are asking for such shortcuts? You help me. You should do the review of literature. Go for the review of literature, attend how to make the theory. I think Dr. Atul will take a session on the theory development. But don't ask the question, you help me. You should go through the review of literature, read the theories, and then try to connect the theories. The correct question is how to make the theoretical model, conceptualization part. That part, I think Atul will take that part. But don't ask the question, I have this, you tell me. It's something like you write a paper for me, you write a PhD thesis for me, and I will get the title. No, wording should be correct. Okay, now let's take somebody ask question. Divya, I want to ask something. You have raised hand also, and Faisal has also. Faisal, go
Sir, I
ahead.
have a Fazal. Sir, as you said, there is a relationship between the items relating to reflective statements. So is there, suppose one expert says that if the relationship between the items regarding the reflective scale, there is a chance for multicollinearity. Sir, what about it, sir? And he says that the cutoff rate of the convex alpha should not be exceed 0.9. If it exceeding 0.9, there is a multicollinearity. So how it happens, sir? Because as you said, there should be a high correlation between the items because it is a reflective scale. Then how it will become for multicollinearity issues, sir?
Very, very correct question. Multicollinearity is everything in the statistics. Faisal, multicollinearity is the thing to note down. You remember every story have a villain, and the villain basically makes the story. If I'm not wrong, most of you belong to Shaktiman generation. Some of you might belong to Chota Bhim generation also. Well, I don't believe in those fancy words of theory, Gen X, Gen Y, or Gen Z, or etc. Why we should coin Western words? I prefer my own terminology. Who was your childhood hero? So if childhood hero is Shaktiman, or maybe some of those of my generation can be I Dream of Genie, or it can be Chota Bheem, or might be some of you have that Doraemon as your childhood hero, Chota Bheem as that. In Shaktiman, there is a kill wish, Andhera, and whatever you do, you want to be able to, eliminate that one. You can defeat for time being, it will come again. Likewise is the multicollinearity, Faisal. multicollinearity can never be removed. Now think over it. Since I asked the same construct, the same statements are again and again, like the way I asked to Shabana, there has to be high correlation. If say strongly agree, strongly agree, strongly agree, or maybe she say agree. Fazil, she should not say strongly disagree on the unidirectional. If all are unidirectional, Fazil, she should not say strongly disagree. It can be strongly disagree or agree, or even she can say neutral, but she can't say strongly disagree or disagree. It means the relationship will be very, very high, of the order of more than 0.7. But Fazil, if the relationship is 0.9 or 0.95, it means if somebody is saying 5, all answers are 5. If somebody say all answers are 1, then 1. 4 means 4, all. This indicates that your scale was not, or that construct was not formulated properly. Generally, it's not possible, Faisal, that if a person say 4, on all the item person will say 4. If 1-2% is saying, no problem. But if every single person answer like a robot, 2 means all the 2, the reliability will be 1. No variation, reliability will be Cronbach alpha will be 1. But in that case, there is a problem, Faisal. If alpha is 1, don't you see there is a wasted effort? Why you ask 5 times? Because exactly same response should not be there. That's why they say more than 0.9. It provides a sort of a, maybe your things are so similar that one of the statement is redundant, should not be asked. They should be similar, not same. If same, then Cronbach alpha will cross 0.95 or almost 1. If similar, it ranges between 0.7 to 0.9. If they are not similar, it will be less than 0.7. Does that answer your query, Faisal?
Okay, so as you said, it should be similar, not same.
It should be similar, not same.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. I think if better to, if instead of going ahead, let me take some questions. Feel free to ask your questions. Divya says, how to examine the mediating role? Yes, Divya, let me try to answer that. Where is that? Divya, are you able to see the screen? Please refer to day 4, session number 3, 315. Please be very attentive at day 4, 315. Dr. Atul
Okay,
Shiva
thank you,
will.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so this
Yes,
is
sir.
not the right time to ask about the mediation.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Let us say, can we use SmartPLS VBSAM comparative to AMOS to show additional theoretical aspect or theory like TAM? Can we use SmartPLS VBSAM comparative to AMOS to show the additional or theoretical aspect? Shankar, don't use WhatsApp language here. Please formulate your sentence in a proper sentence, right? Use English. I'm not able to decipher what you want to ask. Sakshi, if you use one HOC which is measured through 4 LOC, and out of the 4, 3 formative and 1 is reflective. No, Sakshi, not possible. It has only one way. Reflective formative means higher is second order, all lower order reflective, and other is formative. It is not possible in the second order that some are reflective, other formative. At least I have not seen Sakshi. Lower orders are of the same nature. They are of the same nature. It's not possible some are formative, other are reflective. Not possible. Amrita says, in my study, I have finished the EFA. I have collected data basis the factor. Now, how do I make model in SAM? SAM model is not made by EFA. Amrita, please, are you first year students? I have some doubts. Are you first year student or what should I say here? Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. I'm not saying first year students are bad or you should not be in this. My point is, this is a high level workshop. How to make a theory, etc. Strongly recommended this playlist, Neeraj Kaushik Research Methodology. 47 videos are there, and this is basically the coursework I have made for my students, for coursework student. The first three are about how to choose relevant tool technique. The question you are asking is this one: review of literature and model building. From the review, we make the model. We don't make the model on the basis of EFA. That is, you have gone much ahead. First, review of literature. After review of literature, model is built. Until this time, you don't use any software. Just concept, logical reasoning for that. Even when you go ahead with that, why this model, how to improve a model. I think for that, you should go for Raja Sankran, one of our friend, Raja Sankran, Google Sites. It's not Shankar. H is not there. Raja Sankaran, Sankaran. Raja Sankaran is a professor who has done his PhD from probably IIM Ranchi, if I'm not mistaken. And he made this website, PhD from IIM Ranchi. And he's working as a professor in a business school in Jain University, Bangalore. On this web page, he has made something resources. This is just amazing tool. All for the research, tips, tricks, every single thing you should follow. One of them is models and theory. He's an official Mendeley trainer also. So models and the theory. Here in the models and theory, he has talked about the type of extensions. Okay, it will take a minute. Type of extensions in a model. He has worked on the probably U-tout theory. And on the U-tout theory, he has talked about the 4 type of extensions which can be done in a theory. This workshop is a level 5 workshop. What are the, I don't think that organizers have told you any do's and don'ts of this workshop. You should know how to write objective, how to do the review of literature, how to build a theoretical model, how to identify the gaps, etc. Data collection, data entry, data processing part. After that, you should know what is the univariate, what is the bivariate, what is t-test, hypothesis testing, null, etc. All of them. How to go for regression, simple regression, multiple regression. All these things are covered in the level number 1, 2, 3. 4 is about logistic. Level number 5 you are talking about. Okay, so you should know this thing. It's not like I'm saying I want to answer, but the point is I have given an agenda that won't be able to cover that. So I'm skipping that part. Please cover in any basic level workshop. Sana says, how do we infer that 2 models of information processing are not mutually exclusive, but work parallelly with each other and contribute to the decision making? Sana, let me refer to one paper. Read the paper where 3-4 keywords I tell you. The 3 keywords are integrated approach, holistic model, comprehensive model. These are the keywords. Now they worked on the understanding the diffusion and adoption of Bitcoin transaction, integrated approach. These people have taken the theory, 4 theories, Sana, they have taken. At the base, they have taken the theory of planned behavior. Attitude leads to intention. This is the attitude lead to, this is the theory of planned behavior. Then they say that this attitude is affected by the perceived risk and the perceived benefit also. Then there is an innovation diffusion theory. Part of attitude is defined from that. And intention to use is also affected by the cost. So Sana, they have merged 4 theory to make one integrated model. I think your question is very similar to that. That use the various theories to connect. Sana, let me give you one example. For example, there is a wedding of your elder sister. In that wedding, you invited the people from your course mate or maybe your colleagues, etc. Some of your cousins are there from the maternal side and the paternal side both. Your friends of the school time are also there, Sana, there. Now, for a moment, Sana is not present. Now, can these people who are your colleagues here can interact with your cousins? They hardly know them. And the maternal, paternal cousins might know each other, but they don't know your school friends. So who's the connector? Connector is the Sana. Sana will make, okay, these are my friends, these are my cousins, meet, etc., etc. Sana will connect all of them. There is a common thing in all of them, in all the 4 circles of Sana: paternal cousin, maternal cousin, friends, maybe the neighbors, maybe the colleagues. What is common? Common is Sana. So here, Sana, can you see at least in 3 of the theories, attitude is there? Can you see that, Sana? Theory of planned behavior, attitude is there. The benefit risk concept, attitude is there, because perceived risk and benefit has an effect on attitude. Then innovation diffusion theory, there is an effect of these factors on attitude. At least in the 3 theory, there is an attitude. So attitude is the common. That's why you can connect. If you say A lead to B and C lead to D, how can you connect? If you say A lead to B, other theory B lead to C, then you can connect A to B, B to C, connecting 2 theories. For that, you need to study Sana. Not only Sana, everybody need to study for that. So study about it. Think of the construct. Don't worry whether triability, whether the observability will be measured reflective, formative. We'll take care of that later. But first thing is, what is the construct? What is their relationship? What is the model? What are the gaps in the model? Theoretical gap is very much evident here, because the people who used innovation diffusion theory, why couldn't they connect that attitude also depends on the perceived risk and perceived benefit? Those people who gave the innovation diffusion theory, why they couldn't know, why they couldn't perceive that attitude is also affected by the risk and the benefit? The people who gave the theory of planned behavior, why they didn't foresee attitude depends on several other factors? Can you see what is the theoretical gap? All theories are lacking. By the integrated model, all become the one. But who will make this thing? You will make. You have to go through and explain that. Gaurav Dawar, citation of this paper. Which paper, Gaurav? The current one? If you are talking about the current one, please take a screenshot. This paper is understanding the diffusion and adoption of Bitcoin transaction and integrated, or the integrated approach, telematics and informatics. Okay, Nisha says, I have 6 IDV, 1 DV. Can I use SAM for primary data? Nisha, yes, you can use, provided your data is on the scale. Can be Likert scale, semantic differential scale, any of them, you can use that. If the data is primary, simple, remember, SAM means opinion. Primary data can be through interview, primary data can be through observation, through experiment also. There SAM is not used. SAM will be used when there is a scale, opinion you are measuring, 5-point scale. That's why people of finance, they don't use SAM. They simply use regression. They simply use regression, not the SAM. Some of the finance students say we are working on the fintech. Opinion is there on the technology. Yes, SAM can be there. Behavioral biases, yes, SAM can be there. But if somebody is working, capital structure has an effect on the ROI, no SAM. Panel data regression will be more helpful. If opinion, 5-point, 7-point, etc., then SAM can be used. Okay. MIS quarterly, Priyanka, I will share that paper with the audience, with the organizers. They will share that with you. So that paper here, I will share. This is the specify formative constructs. Not this one, sorry. This paper. Actually, Priyanka, it's not one paper. One is this paper. Then I have taken some pages from other, like this is a second paper. This gives you again the 4 points are explained in somewhat in more detail. The 4 Jarvis rules. So probably 2 papers are there. So I will share this with you guys. Not a problem.
Thank you so much,
Any other
sir. Sir,
questions?
actually, hello.
Yes, please.
Sir, actually, I asked one question related to formative constructs. Can we,
Yeah, please.
matlab, actually, I added some negative statements in measuring the formative construct, and later I felt that it was not going well with the research work, so I had to remove them. So while, if we get to know that this construct can be treated as a formative construct, do we require to add negative statements also?
Okay, ma'am. When you removed some of the item, then what indicator improved in the formative? How do you come to know that I need to remove these items?
Sir, actually, if I'm not mistaken, the overall what do I say? Loading, factor loading was not good actually. Something like
Ma'am,
that actually it
factor,
was, yeah.
factor loading is not considered in the formative.
No, no,
Factor
sir. It is considered in reflective. I know, sir. Uh, um, it is considered in reflective actually. But if I'm not mistaken, so some actually that was very old actually. So, but I remembered very clearly that I had to remove those negative statement. So I just wanted to ask, is it a was it a good practice or bad?
okay,
Should we do that or not?
okay, okay.
Yeah.
Again, instead of answering your question, ma'am, let me tell you how formative behaves. So
Okay.
basically, let me assume they are the statement number 1, statement number 2, and the 3. And these are all separate dimensions, ma'am. And this is my factor number 1. So basically here we compute something called as the factor weight, not the factor loading, factor weight. And factor weight is nothing but the regression weight.
Yes, sir.
It's
Factor weight, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
0.4, 6.3. So formative is very, very similar to multiple regression. It will become as 0.6 into S1 plus 0.5 into S2 plus 0.3 into S3. Right, ma'am? And when you add, it becomes as the score. So this will become as the score. Factor score will be computed with that. Now, ma'am, problem is if you have a negative statement, what will happen, ma'am? 0.6 into S1 minus 0.52, chances are it will become as the 0. Then what to conclude? You might have encountered this problem. So here we say, though there is a direction of all the items in the formative, I'm saying again, they are multidimensional, they are different dimension, but their direction should be same. It means for a teacher, we require communication. Here, one means good, oh sorry, one means poor, and 5 means good. Then empathy. 1 means poor, 5 means good. Then is the knowledge. Again, 1 means poor, 5 means good. Maybe you are using the different terms, but poor or very good, strongly, agree, satisfied, whatever. But in all of them, it should increase. Then what will happen? All these will come positive. If some are coming negative, for example, a teacher should not be in stress. So 5 means poor, 1 is good. Now here, the reverse coding must be done. Here also, the reverse coding must be done so that it becomes 1 and the 5, so that this will become as negative. Else, when you get the total score, ma'am, using multiple regression method, the score will be 0 if you don't pay attention to the negative worded. If you pay attention to the negative worded, go for this, so that all comes on the same line. That is the basic idea.
Okay, sir. So what do we require to do this for this?
But when
So I understood what was the problem actually. Sir, what can we what is the best solution for this, sir?
make unidirectional, ma'am, all the negative worded should be reverse coded. Thumb rule.
Sir,
All
that I did actually.
then
I don't know, sir. It was 5 years before actually. So at that time, I was searching for this. I was very keen to seek answer
I
for
have a
this
session
question,
tomorrow
but
also. I have a session tomorrow also. You just find what was the problem and we'll sort it out. Absolutely not a problem.
okay, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there was a question, can we use SmartPLS VBSM compared to AMOS to demonstrate enhancement in theoretical aspect or theories such as STEM? Okay, Shankar, it's a very big one. How to answer that? Model improvement. Again, I need to tell you some stories. When we talk about the model improvement, there are two ways. One is in the CBSEM and one is the VBSEM. The CBSEM it says there is a concept called model fitness. This Professor Dhaval will talk about it day number 5 or 6. Model indicator. These model indicators are something like CFI, GFI, IFI, TFI. These are the various indicators. So when you make a change in the model, now what is meant by the change in the model? Let's see. A lead to B and B lead to C. This is model number 1. A lead to B and B lead to C. Now Shankar believes, no, there is one more thing. Here, I should make a little change here. A also lead to C. A also lead to C. Okay. Now these are a separate model. This is, I am calling as the model number 1, and this is called as the model number 2. So how to know whether the model is improved or not? So using CBSAM, there was a concept of going for the CFI, GFI, IFI. If these values will improve, further there are RMR or RMSCA. If these indicators improve, it means model is better, else not. BBSAM, the problem with the BBSAM is in the initial version up to the model version 2, they hated model fitness, no model fitness, no model fit indicator, absolutely not. Rather, they said it is sort of an academic corruption, because here there is a concept of modification indices. Now, I'm saying this thing, answering this thing to, I assume that people know what I'm talking about, because I have not explained this thing, but the question is about that. So others, if you're not getting it, then you can just listen or maybe note down. This query is for Shankar. I hope Shankar know what he has asked for. So Shankar, in modification indices, you can actually put the two-sided arrow and the model fit will improve. And people used that a lot and actually misused that a lot. Make the two-sided arrow between the arrow terms and the model fit will improve. The developer of the BBSAM, they said it's just nothing but a corruption. This is not a research that by hook and crook I will get my model fit by putting as number of the arrow, connecting the arrow term. That is not the research. So they said no model fitness. Later they introduced till the model number version 4 in the SmartPLS version 4, they only have one is NFI, one is standardized RMR, and some 1 to more indicators are there. Just 3-4 indicators are there. Here there are maybe more than 15 indicators are there. Instead, they said, yes, we can compare it. It's not like you can't compare it. You can compare it, but we don't use these old methods of going this. Shankar, you also need to understand a concept of R square. R square is called the coefficient of determination. It's explanatory. It's not prediction. It's explanatory. Problem with the R square is you make, there is an X and the Y, and then you make a YC, predicted one, and you check on the same model. The same model is used for predicting and same model is used for checking, and you pat your own shoulder, you say, what a wonderful work. The people who made this BBSAM, they use the concept from the ML, machine learning. Machine learning concept, computers, they say use the 70% data for the training and 30% for the testing. So it means if your sample size is 100, so 70 will be used for making the model, and for the 30, they will check it. And then they said, we will just go for how much is your prediction accuracy. Prediction, not the explanation. The CBSAM focuses on the word as explanation. No prediction is there. But here in the BBSAM, they say prediction and how much the prediction accuracy is there. Which model is able to go for? For that, they developed something called the PLS predict. That is available only in the SmartPLS. So using PLS predict, they will say where model is able to predict better, whether model 1, model 2. So Shankar, answer to your query is yes, BBSAM SmartPLS can be used for the model improvement, but it is not like it used to be in the CBSAM. It is something different. But now that they have incorporated CBSAM in the SmartPLS, the same thing which you used to do in AMOS can be done. But VBSAM, it will be different method is there. It's using PLS predict. So Shankar, point is, it's not like I don't want to answer your question, but the answers are not that simple in binary yes or no. You need to know so many things before understanding the answer. So yes, SmartPLS can be used for model improvement or checking a theoretical model. If you made a new model, can be used, but its mechanisms are different. It uses PLS predict because they say we use prediction rather than explanation. And now they have incorporated CVSAM also. So whatever you used to do in AMOS, the CFI, GFI, TLI, IFI, RMSE, everything also will come, and VBSAM also. But when you ask next time the question whether SmartPLS can be used, please ask specifically VBSAM or CVSAM. Answers are different, but yes, it can be used. Hope you got the idea. Monu say, do we check VIF for the reflective? Monu, yes, we check. We check this one, but please know a reflective. See, Manu, basically thing is you need to know about the multicollinearity. Relation between the independent variables is called as the multicollinearity. Relation between the independent variables is called the multicollinearity. Relation of IDV and DV, that's a good thing. That should be there. But relation between the independent variable, that's actually a bad thing. They kick out each other. Now, in case of reflective one, Manu, please pay attention. Items do not participate in the model. Look at the diagram, Manu. Here, I am not saying item 1, item 2, item 3. From the item, we will make a score, construct score, A, B, C. These will be used in the structural model, right? So, rather multicollinearity in the reflective is a welcome step. The same is called as the Cronbach alpha. However, as Faisal mentioned, it should not be very high, extremely high of the order of 0.9 and higher, but multicollinearity or VAF in reflective is known by the name of Cronbach alpha Monu, and it's a welcome step. It should be at least 0.7, not less than 0.7. It should be at least 0.7 or higher, between 0.7 to 0.9. So that's a welcome step. Okay. So if alpha is good, you will never find there is a, only when Cronbach alpha is more than 0.9, then VIF will be more than 3 or 5. And then those particular, some of the item you need to drop from that construct because they are not contributing anything. They're just same thing asked again and again. You get the answer, Monu? Shikha says, asking 6-7 negative statement in a single questionnaire won't be too many and confusing. Shikha, I have made a video on checklist for the questionnaire. Checklist for a questionnaire, what should be asked? Other than your demographic variable, then your independent, dependent, mediator, and the moderator. These are part, if you have taken in model. Just note down. One is called as the marker variable. 3 statement for that you need to ask. Common method biasness, somebody asked. Then there is something called variable for the nomological validity that you need to ask. Then there is something called the attention seeking. Attention seeking means there is a Professor Gaskin. To half of the planet, he has taught SAM. I have also learned SAM from his videos. Professor Gaskin mentioned in his videos that if you wish to check whether person is really reading or not, so what we do, in between the questionnaire, there is a statement, let's say statement number 13. It says, if you are reading this statement, make a triangle in front of it. If you are reading this statement, make a triangle in front of it. Now he says, after taking the data, we just note down the statement number 13. If there is a triangle of any shape and size, it's okay. Person was actually reading. If there is no triangle and there is a strongly disagree, we throw away that questionnaire. Person was not reading it. Can you see such a common sense thing? Attention seeking. One should be there and must be there in the online ways, right? There you can't make a triangle. My scholar has used, she said, if you are reading it, answer on the strongly disagree. If people have answered on neutral, strongly agree, they were not reading it. strongly disagree. Obviously, such statement will not be taken in the analysis, will be removed. It's attention checking. And then there must be open-ended questions one. So, Shikha, we are not here to give comfort to the respondent. We are here for the research. All due parameters must be adhered to. This is a long list. These are do's and don'ts for going for the questionnaire. Yes, it's a very tedious and long process. Monu, raise hand. Yes, Monu, please ask.
Good evening, sir. Am I audible to you?
Perfectly audible, Monu.
Okay. Sir, my question is that, okay, we can check, you said ki, like we can check VI for the reflective scale, right? And there is another question which I asked you earlier regarding the common method biasness. So I read there is a paper by Nock N 2015, and in the Smart PLS, he said ki we can check the common method biasness by the VIF value if it is greater than 3.33. I hope, okay, what if, sir, if I'm getting the value greater than 3.33, so what's the option for me? Okay, there is another option that we can check the by Herman single factor in the SPSS to check this common method biasness. But I'm not able to get this value CMB in the Smart PLS. So there is some sort of confusion.
Okay, Manu. No, there is no confusion.
Okay.
Confusion is you have not completed your reading. Manu, when I started working on the common method biasness, I found it's a 50-year-old concept.
Yes,
50 years. First papers were written in 1955, 60. At that time it was written. It's even more than that. When I asked the professor, I have seen one thing, Manu. There are two things, please note. One is getting a knowledge, understanding the concept. Second is I have to write a paper, and these are the minimum things I need to report because everybody is reporting. It's just
Yes,
like
sir.
whether God is there or no God. When you go temple, ring the bell, then take the tika, then take this, because this is the procedure we are taught. Whether it has something to do with the God, I don't know, but this is everybody does, so I am also doing it. I see, if when you read the paper, Manu, so many people have written Herman single factor is good for nothing. I don't want to use any bad words, unparliamentary word, but people have written very unparliamentary word. Herman single factor is a sort of fraud, academic fraud. I have shown in my videos, Monu, you simply take one thing.
Yes,
you
sir.
take 50 statements and do the EFA.
Okay.
The first factor will explain hardly 10 to 15% or maximum 20% of the variance. If 50 statements are there and a sample size of 300.
Yes,
And
sir.
take a sample items, total number of items as 10, the first factor will explain 55 to 60%. It
Yes,
means
sir.
Mono, it has nothing to do simply how many items are there. It will determine the common method biasness. If 10 items are there, first factor will explain more than 50%. If 50 items are there, first factor will explain 15 to 20%. It's a technical point I'm telling you. You take your data and work on it. Second thing is Herman single factor. If it says explain more than 50, how does it matter? Like it is common method. Just go through my playlist of common method. I think I made 20 videos.
Okay.
And it was an eye opener for me, not for others. Eye opener for me. Whatever I have taught so far, many of things I was teaching now. Like they say, number one, never take all of your variable on the same scale. If some are there, rather, if I tell you little bit more, though it was not syllabus, but no harm, Monu. These are the remedies. These are the suggested remedies for common method biasness. Number one, remedies are of two types: statistical and research design remedy. Research design means I have taken the correct decisions so that method biasness is not a problem. I'm telling about that. Anybody can do that. Use more than one method of data collection. It means, remember, the name is common method biasness. Method is same.
Yes,
if more than one method is there, for example, I asked about Monu, about the stress level, and Monu is in extreme stress and got a face expression, etc. I can decipher, but she is answering, no, I'm not stressed, not stressed. If I use observation method also, it can be more than one method of data collection.
Yes, sir.
I give you a
Okay.
very common sense sort of example, Manu. Generally, I take some of my scholars with me in the workshop, in the offline workshop. They help me and they
Mm-hmm.
also learn. In one of the workshop, we started with the inaugural and the VC started. VC said, our faculty members are just amazing. They got a sense of responsibility, sense of belongingness. I'm so happy to have a team and this and that. Half an hour, he spoke so high about the team. Inaugural session was over. VC left. All the faculty members left. We were there. I was there with the participant and the sweeper and the other things were there. Not even a single person from organizing team. My
I'm
research scholar told, sir, more than one method of data collection. Probably VC sir should use more than one method of data collection. He is under the impression my team is excellent and the belongingness, etc. No one is here. Observation method, if you use, you get a better idea. More than one method of data collection. Second one,
okay,
if you say
sir.
I will go only for the scale method or the survey method. Okay, in that case, go for the more than one scale. Don't take all the items of the Likert scale. Use semantic differential also, use this one also. There is a cumulative scale by Gutman. If possible, use that also. If you
Sir,
say,
I've used, sorry for interruption. I've used 5 point for few construct and 7 point for another construct. Is
no,
it
no, no, no,
okay?
no, no,
No.
no, that is okay. But this is not the second point. Second
Okay.
point means is you have used all Likert scale. I am saying
Yeah.
use the Likert scale as well as Osgood scale, semantic differential. This is what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Preferably use that. If you say, no, I have used only the Likert scale, in that what you are saying, some 4
Mm-hmm.
points, some 5 points, some 7 point, this should be
Mm-hmm.
used.
Mm-hmm.
Scholars ask many a time that is it appropriate? Not appropriate. It's mandatory to use some 5 points, some 7 points.
Okay.
It's a mandatory to avoid common method biasness.
Yes, I have
Then
used.
next one.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay. If you say, no, I have used all the 5-point scale, only 5-point scale I have used. In that case,
Mm-hmm.
it will be given. Please maintain some other thing, like there are some sort of separation we need to make. The meaning of the separation is mono, a person are in one mindset. For example, most of you must be exhausted and tired at this time. And I'm not surprised if many have left this online session because it's very tiring, etc. Now, those who are present, can I ask 1-2 question now and 1-2 in the morning? Okay, so there
Mm-hmm.
are, it is called the temporal separation. The meaning of the temporal is don't ask all question in one go, provided the respondent is available. If I'm doing a
Okay.
study in the Manali and the tomorrow morning the person will leave, obviously temporal separation cannot be maintained. But if the
Mm-hmm.
person is available, so in the A star category paper, you will study a term like the data was collected in the 2 waves. Data was collected in the 2 waves. So never measure DV, IDV together. One, you can measure with the mediator here, moderator here, or vice versa. Measure your control variable here, measure your demographic variable here. Never measure all them together. Make at least in 2 ways. If you
Okay.
say no, 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 person is available only now, they can make the proximal separation. Proximal means Monu is answering the question. I will say, Monu, please stop. Let's have a cup of tea. So we go there, have a cup of tea, and again you will measure answer Mikey one. What will happen?
Hmm.
In that moment also your mindset can change. You
Yes.
are
Yes.
interrupted
Exactly.
after a cup of
Yes.
coffee, you will say, now I'm feeling okay. We have to break the mindset of the person, Monu, because that is creating problem. If proximal separation is not available, in that case, at least write the section. Tell the people that this section is over, this is a separate section, give something. So this is
Mm.
called psychological separation. Okay. The
Oh.
other remedies, these are the all remedy related to research design. Research design related remedies means these are the decisions you can take. The other one is called as the statistical remedy. In the statistical remedy, you have to measure a variable called the marker variable. Marker variable is one which is totally disconnected with your DV IDV, no relation with DV IDV. Absolutely. For example, you are working on the perceived ease of use, perceived usefulness, etc. And one question is there, your choice for the color blue. Now, choice for the color blue, how it is related with the perceived usefulness, etc. Totally
Mm.
unrelated. Now the point is, if mono this with the DV correlation comes as 0.3, which you
Okay.
said should be 0. So I will believe every single measurement is inflated by 0.3. When this should be 0 and this is 0.7, I will say actually this is not this. Actual should be 0.4.
Yes, sir.
There are some problems in my data collection. This should be actually 0. But if it is coming 0.3, so what I will do, I will remove the 0.3 from all of the R. You got the point?
Okay.
This much is the contamination. This much contamination I will remove. Here it is acting like the control variable. Its effect will be removed. Ideally it should be 0. If it's 0, perfectly okay. Now coming to that part, Harman single factor is totally should not be used. I won't say much about it. Better not to write about it. Everybody is writing because everybody is writing. I have asked people what happens, etc., etc. Even professors, they have no answer. They simply say, no, 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 you have to mention it because everybody is mentioning.
Yes,
That's not
sir,
what
exactly.
And what is problem with the word method 0.3? Just go through the reasons for the common method in the biases. 5 reasons are there. And it's not the first method. These are several methods. Every single method is the one. Even if you say there is no problem or there is a problem, which problem is there? 5-level problem is there, which and how to remove that? That word has, sorry, what is that? Netcock has not spoken about that. People find so much easy method. It's given in the VIF. If you go for the structural model, VIF, it's given. Model VIF
Yes.
is given. It's
Yes.
always less than 3.3. It's always less than 3.3. But that is again not the correct method.
But minors coming more than 3.3. The problem is that it is between 3.3 to less than 0.5, less than 5. Yeah.
Less than 5. It will always come between 3 to 5. Still, if you use marker variable, the effect is there. Point is, Mono, if you are looking for paper writing, then just look for the recipe. People write, you also write. I talk to the editors also. They also say we have a checklist. People have written this, okay, okay. It seems like nobody knows and nobody wants to talk about it.
Yes,
Same
sir,
thing.
exactly.
मंदिर में जाना है, घंटी बजानी है, क्यों पता नहीं. दादाजी भी बजाते थे, उनके दादाजी भी बजाते थे, ऐसे ही करते हैं. ये कोई आंसर्स नहीं है. ये मत कहिए कि आंसर नहीं है. आंसर हर चीज के हैं, पढ़ना पड़ेगा. आंसर हर चीज के हैं. बहुत डिटेल में लोगों ने बोला हुआ है कि कॉमन मेथड है क्या, क्यों होता है, कितनी तरह के बायस आते हैं, कैसे इफेक्ट करता है. आपकी पूरी सोच बदल जाएगी रिसर्च को लेके. आप एक बार वो प्लेलिस्ट देख लीजिए. आई हैव गिवन द ओडेस्को, रॉबिन्स, 3 ही पर्सन है जिन्होंने काम किया 50 साल में. और हर चीज में मेथड और तरीके हैं उनको रिमूव करने के, पर एफर्ट लगता है उसके लिए. हरमन सिंगल फैक्टर सही है, कोई एफर्ट नहीं लगता उसके लिए.
जी sir. Sir, last you can take sir tomorrow also as well. Sir, kindly if you could some shed lights on R square, difference between R square and R adjusted. Maybe tomorrow, sir.
वो तो आज ही कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद हम स्टॉप कर लेंगे.
Okay.
1949, one economist in the South Africa, he took 49 independent variables, and the dependent variable was GDP. So he worked on it, and R square came 0.999. तो ये तो हो गया ऑलमोस्ट प्रिडिक्टेड. 0.99 तो हो ही गया प्रिडिक्शन, और क्या बचा है? मैक्सिमम 1 हो सकता है. So people said, okay, predict for the next year. He predicted, and it was a failure, big failure, grand failure, nowhere near to. And now the statisticians, they were concerned कि ये हुआ क्या, गड़बड़ कैसे हुई. उसने गलत की वो नहीं, प्रॉब्लम क्या हुई. And they found something really shocking. Shocking is, this is the diagram of R square. This is the number of IDVs, और ये है आपका R square. It means, Mono, why every single independent variable R square will increase. कोई भी लीजिए. जैसे मैंने कहा कि मेरी सैलरी किस पे डिपेंड करती है. So my salary depends on my experience, my age, my inputs, efforts, this and that. ठीक है, लॉजिकल है यहाँ तक. फिर मैंने कहा डिपेंड करती है कुरुक्षेत्र के ऊपर से कितने प्लेन जाते हैं. अपने ये क्या एब्सर्ड, कोई नहीं, आप डालो उसमें और आर स्क्वायर बढ़ जाएगा. कुरुक्षेत्र में कितने मॉस्किटोज हैं, यहाँ के मेन हॉल के ऊपर कितनों पे ढक्कन है, कितनों पे नहीं है. जो मर्जी लीजिए, एब्सर्ड वेरिएबल लीजिए, आर स्क्वायर विल गो ऑन इंक्रीजिंग. देयर इज नो रेस्ट्रिक्टिंग फैक्टर. इट्स अ क्वाइट शॉकिंग. मोनो, आप कोई इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल लेते रहो. और इसने कितने लिए? इसने तो 49 ले लिए. 49 ले लिए. आर स्क्वायर से हैंड्स अप, 1 हो गया वो तो 0.999. and then they developed something called adjusted. क्या adjust करें? Adjusted is 1 minus r square n minus 1 divided by n minus k minus 1. k क्या है यहाँ पे? k नई चीज आ गई, n तो सैंपल साइज है और k है नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. ये सैंपल साइज है एंड k इज द नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल. इसका मीनिंग ये हुआ, नाउ योर चार्ट विल, योर डायग्राम विल गो लाइक दैट. जहां पे ये ड्रॉप हो जाए ना, इसका मतलब ये हो गया कि नाउ यू आर एडिंग द गार्बेज वेरिएबल. इसके बाद ये ऑप्टिमम नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट है, इसके बाद अब कोई कंट्रीब्यूट नहीं कर रहे, वो गार्बेज हो रहे हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाई एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर. आप एक चेक कीजिएगा, आप रैंडम 10-15 वेरिएबल लीजिए इफ यू हैव एनी डाटा सेट, गो ऑन अप्लाई. पहले एक लो, फिर 2 लो, 3 लो, 4 लो, और आर स्क्वायर एडजस्टेड नोट करते चलें. जब तक आपका आर स्क्वायर तो हमेशा बढ़ेगा, चाहे वो 4th डेसिमल प्लेस में बढ़े. 0.84 है, 0.8401 हो गया, टेक्निकली तो बढ़ ही गए आर स्क्वायर. लेकिन जब एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर जहां तक बढ़े वहां तक सही है, जब वो गिरने लग जाए उसके बाद आप गार्बेज वेरिएबल ले रहे हैं. ये काम 1949 में सारे मैनुअली करते थे इस काम को. देयर वाज नो सॉफ्टवेयर फॉर दैट, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं थे उनके पास. तो आज इस चीज को हम बोलते हैं स्टेप वाइज रिग्रेशन. अभी आपको मैनुअली नहीं करना, स्टेप वाइज रिग्रेशन. तो इसी का इसका मतलब दो हुए. नंबर 1, एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर इज अ टर्म फ्रॉम द मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन. एक आईडीवी एक डीवी. मैंने कहा बताओ एडजस्टेड क्या कर रहा है? कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा. क्या एडजस्ट कर रहा है? क्या वो सेम होगा दोनों? नहीं, सेम नहीं होंगे. इस फॉर्मूले में पुट करो 1 माइनस आर स्क्वायर एन माइनस के, सेम नहीं होगा, थोड़ा सा कम होगा एडजस्टेड. पर जैसे ही आपने सेकंड वेरिएबल ऐड किया, नाउ यू नो फॉर श्योर आर स्क्वायर तो हमेशा इंक्रीज करेगा. एडजस्टेड कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा? अगर एडजस्टेड नीचे जा रहा है, नेगेटिव आ रहा है, ड्रॉप हो रहा है, इसका मतलब ये गार्बेज वेरिएबल है. इफ नहीं, अगर इंक्रीज कर रहा है तो मतलब वेरिएबल ठीक है. समझ आया? एडजस्टेड आर स्क्वायर. Okay. So the session was up to 5:30. So we have seen there is a biological clock also. Biological clock says जैसे ही 5:30 हुए अब समझ आना बंद हो गया हमें. पता नहीं, बोल तो रहे हैं, सुन भी रहे पर कुछ दिमाग में नहीं जा रहा. It happens. ठीक है, आपके कोई क्वेश्चन है? If you want to ask any specific question, you can ask. एक क्वेश्चन इसका और था, explain R square तो हो गया, reverse code हो गया, mostly quarterly paper I will share. Well, I think I answered. If there is any other questions, you can please ask. Please don't write thank you, etc. because let's keep it this one only for question. If any question is there, you can write. Else, null hypothesis. Session was excellent. I am a wonderful teacher. वो null hypothesis है. ठीक है, आप कुछ question है तो वो लिख लीजिए. Can we adopt the terms if they are already used in good one? Yes, ठीक है. आप कभी भी अडॉप्ट करें ना, अडॉप्ट करने का मतलब देखिए, पहले तो समझिए स्टैंडर्डाइज स्केल क्या है. स्टैंडर्डाइज स्केल मींस somebody has checked that items in his or her population. The person has not checked for your population. So number 1, even adapted scale, you made certain changes, etc., or you take as such that need to be checked for the pilot testing. Every single thing need to be checked for the pilot testing. They are not standardized for universal. They are standardized for their people. You must check it. And when you say I have adapted, then it's better for you if you report CVI and the FVI, face validity index, content validity index. There is a procedure. You simply write Neeraj Kaushik content validity index. There is a video, there is Excel file. छोटा सा तरीका है, 5 एक्सपर्ट लेके कर दीजिए. उसको लेके फिर आप चेक कर सकते हैं. तो रिपोर्ट करें, यू विल बी सेव्ड फ्रॉम n नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चन रिव्यूअर विल आस्क. सो हमेशा चेक किया करें. CVI, FVI, फेस वैलिडिटी इंडेक्स बना दें, कोई लंबा तो है नहीं, 5 एक्सपर्ट लगते हैं. यू डू दैट, यू विल बी सेव्ड दैट.
Hello.
Sana?
Sir, if I'm having a scale and 3 or 4 of the question, they seem repetitive if I'm reading it as a respondent, not as a researcher. For example, the questions are in one question I'm asking, we are doing it logically, then systematically, then analytically. Do I have to add some context to these questions to define or differentiate technicality between these, or should I take it as it is?
Okay. So first, let me refer to one paper. There is a paper called Common Methodological Mistakes. Okay. Common Methodological Mistakes, written in the 2023 by a couple of editors. This is not a paper, this is sort of a checklist. So in this checklist, the editors have provided that these are the mistakes scholars commit, and that's why their papers are rejected. So just a table format they have given for everything. In that, one of the very important point is people use Cronberg alpha. You may ask, like, what is the problem? Problem is in the
Yes, sir.
2022, a person wrote a paper, the problems of the Cronberg alpha, and he suggested that McDonald omega should be referred. So one thing for all of you, whenever you refer Cronberg alpha, oblique McDonald omega. So McDonald omega, always refer with that, right? Second thing is, somebody asked the question that Cronberg alpha is not enough for saying my construct is okay. No, Cronberg alpha is not enough. Cronberg alpha is just telling you the reliability part. It is not telling you the validity part. Remember, two separate things are there. Reliability is separate, validity is separate. Cronberg alpha is not telling anything about the validity. Remember, one is truth, one is measured again and again, truth or not truth. So Cronberg alpha is giving reliability, face validity index, content validity, that is validity, reliability, both should be referred. Cronberg alpha or McDonald omega alone is not okay, is not sufficient. Okay, this is the first part. Second thing, Sana,
Yes, sir. Yes,
ask
sir.
your question again. Hmm.
Sir, if the three or four questions are using word which are very similar to a layman, then
Hmm.
we are going to we should ask context to it or not. Sir, for example, my research is on apparel online shopping behavior. So the question
Hmm.
is, I choose clothes systematically, I choose clothes logically and analytically. So when I check the technical difference, then I was able to understand that in systematically it is like I check all the steps and I go through all the steps. Then in logically it is fitting my budget or not. So these were the little examples which I got. So I should add these examples, or I should leave it as it is?
Take the construct as such, let it come through the respondent that they are very
Yes, sir.
similar, their texting wastage of time is there. You, that is what is precisely what is I am calling as the content validity index. Just go through
Yes,
that
sir.
video that actually talks about this thing, whether this content should be kept or not kept. There people don't answer on the statement. Content validity means whether the content coverage is okay for measuring the fashion, apparel, etc., or something I missed out. People will say this also need to be added. Face validity means whether my language is okay, whatever I'm asking, I want to make sense. Is it, are you getting the same sense? So whatever you are asking, the answer lies in the content validity index. Do
Okay,
check
okay, okay. Thank you so much, sir.
that. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions? What Priyanka is saying, can we adopt the items if theory already used in good journal and have 0.8 Cronberg alpha? They can be, yes, Priyanka, you can adopt. Adopt and adapt, both are okay. But I'm just said, simply taking will not sort out your problem. You have to check it with your audience once. And you know how much is for the pilot testing? 20-25 is a good one. There's a pre-testing, 3 to 5 people. There is a pilot testing, 20 people is enough for the pilot testing. You don't require 200, 300. And remember, never apply the same EFA, CFA on the pilot testing data. Just use for two content validity, whether content coverage is okay, flow is okay, language is okay, and reliability. That's it. Reliability can be checked on the 10 people also, not more than that. Any
If
questions, please?
I, yes, sir, please.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if I have a construct and it's a high order construct, or it's a many dimensions, like can I drop two or three dimensions, and can I take only if it has 5 dimensions, I can take only 3 dimensions, and I can
Yes.
make.
Yes, can, but you have to give a very strong reasoning for that, or be prepared that the examiner expert will ask a question on that. I always
Yes, sir.
refer a paper for that, and the paper is by Professor Brijesh. It is on digital adoption. Digital
Yes, sir.
adoption. I will share that paper also with you. So in the digital
Yes, sir.
adoption paper, he used those model. This
Hmm.
paper is written in the context of demonetization. There he said there are some innovation resistance theory he used. One of the construct he said was the cost or the price. Now you remember when the demonetization period was there, government has
Yes.
waived off all the charges, whatever,
Yes,
there
sir.
were no charges were meant up to 31st December. So he said,
Yes, sir.
since there is no charges, so this cost factor becomes irrelevant now. So he has dropped this. When you want to take, you can't simply say that I have taken from the 5.3 because it is easy for me. No, 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 nobody will spare you on that. You need to give a very strong rationale why you drop this item, why they are redundant. So just read this paper, adoption, it's on open source, adoption of digital
Okay,
payment
sir.
system in the era of demonetization. He has written very beautifully why this is removed and it is dropped. Reasoning for that must be given.
Sir, one more question, sir. Can I drop item from a scale? Means if I want to measure financial self-efficacy and the item is 5 items for that particular construct, can I drop 1 or 2 items from that construct, sir?
Reflective or formative?
So it's reflective.
It's a reflective, you can drop it comfortably, but better let it come through the experts.
Okay,
Don't
sir.
simply say I have dropped, because the questions will be asked. Here,
Okay,
what
sir.
I'm telling you, the crack is something like I went to the experts said it should be dropped, and that I dropped it. Point is,
Sir,
you
once.
don't take responsibility.
Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Sir, but I go through from pilot study and reliability, validity, it's good, sir. Then
Hmm. So you
it's
want to drop it just to reduce your efforts for data collection. That's it.
no, sir. My questionnaire is around 65 questions. That's why I dropped the redundant question. I will drop, sir.
Again, the content validity index you should mention. That is the way.
Okay, sir.
Do it. It's not very lengthy. Just you have
Yes.
not done it. It doesn't mean it's very complicated. Very simple sort of common sense process. Take 5 experts and then they will ask you to drop it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other questions? Yeah, I will share the paper of common methodological mistakes, adoption of digital payment system, one paper of that integrated model that I will share, and that fourth one is that of Jarvis 4 rules of Jarvis. These 4 papers I will share. Any other thing? Okay, then shall we call it a day? Must have been a hectic day for you, but I don't know what you expected, but it becomes a more of a history lecture and these things. But
So, good evening, all of you. I thank Dr. Neeraj Kaushik for a wonderful session and finding the time from his hectic schedule, sir. And I thank all the online participants who are joining from across the country and different countries from the globe. I thank my offline candidates, also participants. I hope they are taking the benefits of this entire the session today. Sir, we request you for tomorrow's session also. Thank you, Dr. Neeraj Kaushik, sir. Thank you.
thank you, everyone. Let's meet tomorrow.